All right, we are live. Sorry, guys, a little bit of a technical hiccup. We're getting it figured out here. That is for sure. And why is it showing half? What the heck? Yeah, that looks good. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay, what is it? Is everybody on Twitch? Can you see the full screen? Is this full screen look good? This is driving me nuts. Okay. Oh, it's the Bungie overlay was messing me up. Okay. All right. Sorry guys. We got this figured out. We are live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. It's been 30 seconds. I can say the F word. Okay. Okay. I want to record this bit, Kingsley, before this is going to be our cold open to our audio episode. You ready? We'll just ad lib it. We'll record it a couple times if we need to. Okay. All right, here we go. I'll count down. 3, 2. Kingsley, I hate to tell you, man, I got some bad news when it comes to Destiny this next week. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to tell you that our live show next week is going to be a UK episode. We're going to be streaming on Saturday at 2 p.m. instead of our normal Thursday nights at 9 p.m. So just want to let you know. Sorry, I know it's, yeah. What do you think? I quit Destiny? Come on, man. I quit Destiny. They're going to have to leave. They're going to have to drag me off kicking and screaming before I quit Destiny. Okay. All right. That ought to be good for the audio. Thanks, man. All right. We are live. Let's do a podcast. My screens are all over the place tonight, so I apologize if I'm looking in the wrong direction. I do apologize about that, but yeah, here we go. Let's do a podcast. I think we're good to go. Okay. Yeah. I got this. We got this, Gator. Here we go. Yeah, we're just going to chill tonight. So here we go. All right. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 324 of Guardian Downcast. I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a day one Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. For those who... And I see you just muted your mic, Kingsley. Sorry. For those of you who just discovered our podcast, we're a weekly gaming show with an emphasis on the Destiny franchise, but we'd like to sprinkle in some entertainment and other topics of discussion relating to our hobbies as well from time to time. We have our roundtable episodes typically once every month, which was last week. If you didn't, that was a really good roundtable episode. If you didn't watch that one, go back on my YouTube, Todd the Gator, or Twitch, Todd the Gator, or go back in our audio episodes. It's guardiandowncast.com. That was a great episode. Thanks again to Mohawk Angel and Araluan Ranger 01. See, I said it right that time. It was a great show last week.
Listen.
Yeah, it is. The topics were really on point. We had a lot of good comments in our Discord. They really enjoyed the show last week. So we'll keep bringing topics like that to the show if you guys like to hear it. So I have my co-host, of course, that voice you just heard from the great state of Utah. It's Mr. Kingsley Mack back with us again. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, glad to be here. And for those that are watching in any video platform, I have been taken and abducted by the mask that I'm wearing in the Discord.
In other words, he's playing Ghosts of Yotai right now. No.
Literally, no, I'm not.
No, welcome, man. Thanks for coming back tonight. I know it's been a it's been a shit show in Destiny this week. Holy crap, man. I'm from all the
This
YouTubers
week?
and
You're not
Twitch.
counting the weeks before?
I mean, we just had the Epic raid, which I thought was very epic. And my God, man, it just everyone's just leaving in droves. I'm like, golly, man. I don't care. I'm going to play my game. I'm going to play the game the way I always want to play it. But this week we have our normal co-host episode. Today we're going to talk about our past week. I have one movie review this week that really surprised me. Next, some of you have requested that we talk about some build crafting. And I've been working on some new builds. I'm going to share not only a new Warlock build, which you would think is what I would make, but I've also got a really cool Titan and Hunter build that I want to share. And I have just been rolling through the Grandmaster solo ops with these new builds, and I'm going to share my screen as well. to show you guys how I'm putting it together. And if you are a listener this week, I highly recommend watching the playback on this week's show on YouTube or Twitch. That's Todd the Gator, TODDTHEGATR. But I will still spell everything out. So if you're listening to it on an audio podcast format, you'll still be able to follow along and put it together when you have your time. Next, we're going to go over any new information from this week in Destiny. As always, we'll highlight only the important information. It's all important, but the stuff that pertains to us playing every week. And I did glance over it. It's not a huge twab this week. Then it's time for our topic of the week. It's been about the halfway mark since Edge of Fate was released in July. So I thought it might be time for a report card. You know how you took those midterm exams and then, you got a midterm report card that you didn't want to bring home to your mom and dad? Something like that. That's what we're going to do for our topic of the week. If there's any questions from our community, we'll be sure to answer those later in the show. So if you do have a question for us in chat tonight, head over to our podcast questions channel in our Discord community. That's discord.gg/GuardianDownCast. And we'll also share it on the show tonight. I'm also going to tie in to our topic of the week, which happened to be our question of the week in our Discord. And this is a survey we put out concerning a question of the week in our Discord. And we had some good comments and some good results, good results. So we'll go over that. We'll actually probably tie that into our topic of the week when we go over our report card. So I think we got a lot to do tonight, man. So I better quit talking. So if everyone's ready, let's roll. I'm afraid to hit my command button for OBS. I'm afraid it's going to turn my game off. So I'm like having to click everything normally with my mouse here tonight. So I'm really discombobulated tonight. It's out of my usual element. So, all right, here we go. Oh my goodness.
Sounding good so far.
Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, let's catch up with our week real quick here, Mike. I'll start with you, man. What have you been doing this week? I have a feeling I know one thing you've been doing, but enlighten us, man. What you been up to this week?
Are you always like spying on me or something?
No, I just see the mask on your avatar tonight. I have a feeling I know what you've been starting to play.
It's not as if we didn't talk about this even before the show, but yes. Today, as of this recording, is yet one of the other millions of new games that I listed a couple months back. Although we're getting closer to the end here, and It's Ghost of Yotei came out today. I downloaded it, of course. I checked a couple reviews first. I wasn't really worried it would be bad, but the reviews are glowing so far. And it's just an extension of the first game, a whole new world map, kind of a new story that's added on after the first story. A couple of quality life things. It looks like it's going to be freaking amazing. Excited to hop in more.
Yeah, I've got the original. What's the original game? Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghost of Tsushima.
I was just going through my PS5. I still got it in my library, and I was itching to play it the other day. I was thinking about it. But you know me, man. I just play Destiny. That's what I do. You guys know better, right? I start talking about another game, and you guys just roll your eyes. What else you been doing, man? What else you been doing this week?
Yet you're still buying new games, even if you don't play them.
I mean, they're there whenever I want to play them, right?
They're there. You can support the people. No, that's respectable.
Exactly.
Other than that, I mean, it's not like, because that just came out today, a lot more Division.
Yeah.
This is like a jam-packed week there where they have like 3 things going on in the season pass at the same time. The way you do the repeatables are way more interesting than how repeatables are in another game that we play. And that's not just because I'm new to it. The actual what you have to do is variable and interesting.
I like it.
Nice.
Nice.
And then not really. Okay, TV. I started rewatching Daria this week. I don't think I mentioned that last week, did I?
No. What? Explain what that is. What is Daria? Is that a?
Oh, you haven't heard
anime?
Daria? Well, no, you would. It's kind of a Gen X show. Actually, came out in the mid to late '90s on MTV. It's that animated. Remember the girl that's kind of like alternative and she's
is that back in the days when there was like that heavy metal movie about the women?
Well,
I animated.
No, and it's not related to that. It was just a show that came up on their own, though, for sure.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
it was an
didn't
MTV
recognize
show.
that. I don't know why I didn't recognize that. MTV days, I should know it all, but
See, even Zombie, no, it's a spinoff of Beavis and Butthead, basically.
oh, okay, I got you.
Check it out. It's on. If you have Paramount Plus, it's on there. You can at least see what it is and might ring a bell or watch an episode.
I got you. Thanks, Zombie. Nice.
Yep, and that's about it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight, so I'll be short and sweet tonight. You know, my daily routine when I play Destiny these days, and I know we're we're in the doldrums of the season, you know, where there's not much to do. Iron Banner's come and gone, the Epic Raid's come and gone. And, you know, as far as your daily stuff that you do, the one thing that I still do every day just about every day in Destiny is I log on and I complete the daily seasonal bounties. And eventually I complete the weekly ones because they give out Bright Dust and they do give a pretty good amount of XP on your reward track. I think it was like 12,000 on the dailies. And it's like, I'm going to say like 20,000 for the weeklies. Don't quote me on that, but I was trying to watch the bar and it definitely seems like it's a pretty good amount of XP. So I log into not all three. I try to, but I log onto my main account every week and I at least get those seasonal bounties and the seasonal stuff done. You know, get all the materials and stuff. That's a part of Destiny I really click with still, is doing that. I run solo ops is what I do. I just run through the solo ops, but my wife and I saw a new movie at the theater last week, actually last night.
Wake up now? Oh, sorry.
Oh, what's a new theater at the movie? Actually last night. It was starring June Squibb, called Eleanor the Great. And I know what you're thinking, a 94-year-old lady in a theatrical release, pass. But that's exactly how I felt. In fact, I was kicking and screaming going to this movie, you know, because her last quote action movie, if you remember, was called Thelma. It got really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I thought it was laughable. It was such a joke of a movie, but I mean, how much can you expect a 90-year-old to participate in an action film? But yeah, in my eyes, it was a train wreck. But so no surprise that my wife wanted to see this latest movie from her. And I got to tell you, I had the sniffles a little bit in this movie. It was a really, really maudlin, sad movie. And it was much more serious of a movie. It's an independent film about a 9-year-old woman who lives with a Holocaust survivor as a roommate for 11 years. After she died, this lady moved back to the city, the Thelma character, and moved in with her daughter in New York, in Manhattan. And when her daughter suggested a singing group at the Jewish Community Center, she converted later in life to Judaism. She basically accidentally walked into a Holocaust survivor emotional group. Therapy group, and I'm not going to tell that's kind of where the movie takes off from there. I'm not going to mention too much there, but it was really good. I said, dang it. Every time my wife picks a movie that I think is going to just bomb, it actually ends up being very good. She's got very good taste in movies. That's all I can tell you. But the critics gave it a 66%, kind of lukewarm. The audience gave it a 94%. I agree. I give this one 4 stars. It's not a Marvel action movie, but it left a mark on me, man. I thought about it afterwards, and that's, in my mind, that's what makes a good movie. If I'm thinking about it after I walk out, keep in mind, it's kind of a sad movie. It has some mixed comedy in as well. June Squibb, 94-year-old actress, is still pretty damn charming. So next week is what I'm really looking forward to. We are watching The Smashing Machine starring The Rock. It's the origin story of Mark Kerr. It's one of the first successful MMA fighters, and it may be, I think it might be an Oscar nod for him. So I'll be excited to tell you about that next week. And also, Kingsley, the week after, on the 10th, is Tron Ares going to be out. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one as well.
It is, well, yeah, it's the 10th, but I'm going to be watching it on the 9th, along with many other
early release. Okay, nice. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay. You haven't noticed that when movies say Friday, they really mean Thursday afternoon?
I know they do, but
your theaters don't do that too?
But you might notice I do things on Thursday. I can't go to the movies on Thursday. I'm doing something.
Oh, well, okay. But I thought you just truly didn't know. That's all I was saying.
No, let's go ahead and just spill the beans here. Kingsley's birthday is next week. I won't ask him how old he's going to be. But it's a lot less than me. It's all that matters. And for your birthday, you're going to go see Tron Ares. Is that what you're going to do Thursday?
Among several other things. Yes.
Nice.
I'm so excited that the movie's coming out right then.
Keep it PG. We can keep it PG. But no, I had a community member from the UK reach out this week. So we're going to, because of Kingsley can't make it on Thursday, and he may not make it on Saturday either. It depends on he's got a birthday weekend planned, but obviously he's welcome if he decides to make it. But I'm going to be having our guest interview for October a little early this month. And I'll be interviewing one of our community members from the UK next week. I'm really excited about that. He's super excited. And it'll be at 2 p.m. on Saturday, live show. A lot different than what we're used to. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hearing his story. He's never been on the show before. That's the only It's the only hint I'll give you. I think Heyoka, if you want to go bug Heyoka, he's the only one that knows who it is. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that next week as well. But that's enough about our week. Let's get right into it, man. I want to share my 3 new build crafting builds. I've been having a lot of fun creating builds in the new Destiny with this new tiered loot. So we're going to do that when we return.
Okay, pause. Am I cutting out at all? Because you're
Nope.
cutting out to me every once.
No, every now you did on the cold open. You cut out a little bit, but I think the AI will clean that up. I don't think we'll have to worry about recording it again. I think we should be good.
You're cutting out a fair amount. Are you doing any voice modulation or anything?
No, I don't have
I
anything
wonder if that's
modulated.
it.
In fact, we had a
Okay.
we had a speak pipe tonight that I forgot to load up. Forgot to load up the sound the virtual soundboard tonight. So I might have to do that. Might take a small break and do that real quick. Because Maximo said he sent a voicemail.
It's crazy how much you're cutting out, though, to me.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you heard it too, Tajo?
You guys hear me cutting out? I'm hearing it back in my headphones.
Yeah, but that's because something over the internet's happening.
Almost robotic, really? I'm not sharing
Yeah,
my
it's
screen.
like that's why I thought it was either voice modulation or a bad internet connection between you and the server.
Well, let me
your side.
let me back out and I'll join back in. Wait a minute, don't do that.
Okay, thank you, Deadpool, saying it was for both. So it's going to be nothing that we can do then, probably.
Well, I'm
That
going to
means
back out
it's,
and I'll come back in. We'll see if it fixes it.
Okay.
Of course, it pulls up.
So Tajo says also when it's happening, your video gets really laggy.
Really? What the hell is
Yeah.
going on? I got like
Well, again, it might not be anything we can do. It might be Discord
Must be
servers
weird.
or something.
For some reason, can you back out and rejoin? For some reason, it switched
I can.
windows on me.
No worries. 1 second.
I got to figure out a better system here. There we go. Now we're back. Good. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. Discord has made a lot of changes lately, and maybe it's just a server issue. Can you hear me, Kingsley?
Yeah, I can. Just right now, it's about 20% of the time you're a robot-y, but it's not too bad right
Oh.
now.
Well, maybe once I get through this build video, maybe it'll get better. Because I'll turn my game off then, and we'll reset, and maybe it might just be I'm using.
Well, they said it was me too.
Oh,
So
yeah,
if it's both of us,
I just
and
heard
we
you.
both generally have good internet, then that means
Yeah.
it's got to be something on Discord.
No, I'm running 2 terabytes down, 2 gigabytes down, and 1 gigabyte up. So it's not internet.
Terabytes is not a number.
Not terabyte. If it was a terabyte,
Internet.
I would definitely be in good shape. All right, let's get to it here. Okay.
That's why you're robot-y. It's basically a typhoon coming into your house at 2 terabytes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be really quick, wouldn't it? Okay. There we go. I'm going to just do this manually. Sucks.
And Zombie thinks also he was watching another live show somewhere else, and their Discord was doing the same thing. So
maybe it's a Discord
It
issue
just makes
tonight.
sense to me.
Could be a Discord issue, yeah. All right, guys. You guys have requested in the Discord some of our feedback that you guys wanted to see some builds. So I figure, what the hell? It's a slow week in Destiny, right? There's nothing going on. So let's go ahead and talk about some builds I have. I have actually one build for Warlock, which you probably know about this build. I have another one for Hunter, and another one for Titan. And it's not what you guys think. It's going to be a totally different build. So I am going to switch over and share my screen. Let's hope everything works correctly here. Yep. Here we go. I think I have my full screen share on the wrong screen. That's all right. I can do this. I'll go to, it's on the right one. Okay. Just want to make sure. God damn. Here we go. All right. I want to open up my game here real quick. And the first build is my Warlock build. And let's make sure I got it.
And you have no video in Discord if you care.
Oh, that's right. I can't share it because it'll move your. Well, it's okay. I can share it in the Discord. I'll share it in Discord. I can do it because there's no windows right now showing on screen.
Yeah.
There we go.
So just stream the Discord way too.
Yep. There we go. I am sharing my screen.
Cool.
Everybody see it? There we go. Okay.
Yeah, we see it now.
Okay. Yes, I want to share this on the screen. And why is my controller not? If I have to use the mouse, I'll use the mouse.
Yeah. That one, I think, Tajo, we can't get around. I'm guessing. I almost don't want to bring it up.
There we go. There we go. It's working. Okay.
Until this part's done.
Okay. The first one, I really don't have a name for this one. It's just called Threadlings for Days. And obviously a lot of you guys probably already know what I'm going to talk about here, but this is my, my new Warlock build, and it is, using the new, Strand subclass. I'm using Broodweaver. I'm using my Mitt Retrograde, which I got from Zavala with the chain reaction, which I'm liking a lot better. I know I got bait and switch too, but I'm not raiding. I'm just doing regular solo op stuff. And the Temporal Blast mod, I'm going to go through it real quick. This is my favorite rifle right now, is my Ahab Char, and it's only a tier 3, but I have Heel Clip and Burning Ambition, with the new Temporal Blast mod, it just annihilates stuff as well. And then in my good old Commemoration, I just love this thing. It's just has enhanced, well, actually doesn't have enhanced. It has Reconstruction and Rampage, which works perfectly fine. I can shoot it, fire it, put it away, and it's reloaded by the time I use it next. On my subclass itself, I'm using the Empowering Rift. You could actually use the Healing Rift too, but I use the Empowering Rift because you really don't need healing. Strafe Glide. This is the dominant glide system you want to use as a Warlock. Shh, Kingsley, shh.
Wait, I could be wrong, but I believe you said Prismatic at the beginning, and now I'm seeing is it Prismatic or
no,
or is it?
No, it's not Prismatic. That's Prismatic. No, it's a full strand build. No, it's a full strand build. Arcane Needle, of course, and I'm using a Threadling Grenade. I'm using my aspects. I'm using Weaver's Call. Activate your class ability to weave 3 Threadlings and can deploy any 3 Threadlings you have perched. And then my other aspect I'm using is called Weave Walk. You double press while in the air, and you literally get Woven Mail when you come out of it, and you get tons of damage resistant, and you kind of go not invisible, but you're definitely not as detectable by the enemies, and it's kind of a bailout. It's kind of a get out of jail free card if you're in trouble. So those are the aspects I'm using. Fragment wise, I'm using Thread of Evolution. Threadlings travel farther and deal additional damage. I get a +10 super as well. Thread of Rebirth. Strand, Weapon, Final Blows have a chance to crit a Threadling, and boy do they. The Thread of Generation. Dealing damage generates grenade energy. Thread of Isolation. Landing rapid precision hits emits a severing burst from the target. That happens a lot. And then finally, Thread of Fury. Damaging targets with a tangle grants melee energy. But again, it takes away my melee energy, but it all evens out in the end. So this is the build I have on my armor. I'm just going to go quickly through it. And granted, I don't have the stats exactly that I want because I don't have all tier 5s yet, but this is all based around the Swarmers. This is all based around the Swarmers exotic for the Warlock. And I've got a class mod, Absolution, Innervation, and Invigoration as far as the mods on it. For my arms, I have a melee mod, Bolstering Detonation, Firepower, and Momentum Transfer. On my, I'm always about damage resistance mods when I'm playing harder content. So Solar, Sniper Resistance, and Arc Resistance, because those damn Vandals are just a pain in the butt. And of course a melee mod. I'm building up my melee charge. I'm trying to get my melee above 100, and you'll see why here in a minute. And my super is also at 130. That's just not by design. Ideally, I want my class mod to be above 100, but I've only got it at 85. I don't have my armor fully perked out yet. On my class item, I've got Special Finisher. Because I am using the Mitt Retrograde, I want to make sure I have plenty of special all the time. So all I have to do is do a Special Finisher when I have 3 stacks of armor charge, and it will drop ammo for the whole fire team. I'm playing solo, so it's just going to be me. 2 distribution mods and another class mod. And then on my Threadling, the Swarmer boots, Absolution, Innervation, and Invigoration with another class mod. I'm trying to build my class up as much as I can here, but I want to show you guys this in action because it is really a lot of fun. Let me move over to it here.
Wow, we're doing that too.
Yeah. Got it all set up here. This is my warlock. I'm playing, this is our Grandmaster 400 and up level stuff. And it is just a threadling machine. So those of you who are listening on the podcast, I'm sorry you won't be able to see this, but this is why I mentioned you might want to go to my YouTube or Twitch channel and watch the replay. But it just throws threadlings for days here. And it is, you're getting you're blasting everything all the time. And you really don't even have to worry about getting injured because the threadlings destroy so much in front of you. And if you get big targets like a servitor or a yellow bar, just pull out the Mint Retrograde and it destroys them really quickly. Pretty simple, but you can see it just annihilates everything. Let's see, we got a big Brig up here. He is nothing to worry about. And I'm always wanting to, whenever I see the tangles up here, I always shoot at them because it throws out 2 threadlings from that. And the threadlings will come back to me and carousel around my, they'll carousel around my, actually, I'm sorry guys, I can go back to sharing my screen. Are you guys seeing this playback on Discord?
No, just on Twitch.
Okay, yeah, you might have to see it on Twitch. I don't think it'll show on Discord because I don't have the overlays don't work on Discord for some reason. But yeah, it literally destroys. So I forgot that there's another thing I had to go back and get here. So I go back and do that. What's up, Dylan? What's up, man? It is a lot of fun. Look at all the threadlings I'm throwing out there, and you don't have much. I'm kind of waiting for this to move to the part where you can see where I move in a little bit more into the other areas, but I might make a video. I mean, this is I'm not, what's up, Miklo? This is not a build that is new. This is a build that a lot of warlocks have been using. And a lot of YouTubers have talked about this build as well. But it's all based on the swarmers as far as the main screen. It's all based on the swarmers exotic boots for the warlock. That's the main thing right here. And those swarmers threadlings spawn from tangles and unravel targets. Not only do threadlings jump out, but you'll see little darts where they're actually unraveling the targets all around it too. So, all right, that gives you a taste of it. I do a lot more destruction once I go further in where there's more closed walls and stuff. I'll do one more area here, and then I'll move on to my next build. The main thing, like I said, you want to make sure your melee stat is above 100, because if you ever go into Weave Walk where you double tap and dodge in midair, it drains your melee. And because it drains your melee, you want those stacked up and recharging as fast as you can. And of course, the class stat, you try to want to get above 100. Is this going to be a build battle? Vote for, no, I don't know about that, because it's for all 3 characters. It's different for every character.
Of course, the Weave Walk. Personally think this is the second best build on Warlock. I'll have to present mine now next week or the week after, the prismatic version of this, which I really like.
The Weave Walk's really nice because if you get in trouble, I was just getting into it just to show you how it works. But man, I got look at all these threadlings. I'm just destroying stuff in front of me here. I mean,
this is an awesome build.
Yeah, works really good.
But yeah, if you get in trouble in the prismatic version, you don't have to rely on Weave Walk being available.
Okay.
You can get out of jail much quicker.
What do you use instead?
It's a combination of a solar healing and Feed the Void's void healing.
Like a solar grenade? Like a solar healing grenade?
No. It's too long to explain.
Look what it does to this HVT. It just you know how beefy those guys are, right? You see all the threadlings attack that thing? It's just insane.
It's an awesome build, yeah.
It's just insane. I got 5 threadlings going out to this guy, just destroying everything. Blowing up the tangles here, which immediately just throw more threadlings, and they all carousel around me. It's not a super new build, but I really have not liked the darkness builds, and these really have been doing well. So there you go. That is how that works. And let me see. Awesome. I can leave the screen up, I think. Let's see. I will stop sharing. And I will switch over to my other build here. There we go. All right, so that is the one for my Warlock. It's just threadlings for days, man. I mean, I don't know if they reworked the Swarmer boots or not, but those Swarmer boots are just fantastic. They just work really well. So there you go. There is a build that I'm currently using right now to run all Grandmaster stuff, solo ops, for my Warlock. So now I am going to move to my, let's go with Titan. Yeah, let's go with my Titan. This is the one that's going to surprise you guys the most, I think, because I'm not a fan of this subclass. I'm not a fan at all about this subclass. But I'm going to pull up my screen here. Okay.
So you're saying you're picking a build that no Titan main would like?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you guys would like this build. I'm having so much fun with this build, and it's funny is when I show the footage on this, this is my Titan. I'll share my screen again. I'll just edit this part out in the audio version. There we go. This is my Titan. I call this guy Mr. Freeze. And this is a badass build. It's based on 2 exotics. I'm using my Wicked Implement with, I do have the Catalyst completed, which Precision Final Blows, spawn a stasis crystal at the victim's location, and collecting stasis shards gradually overflows the magazine. This thing is a beast, and I got the new ornament on it as well. It looks really nice. It's kind of neat. Kind of goes with that Mr. Freeze look, you know, like Schwarzenegger. Anyway, this build is based on the Icefall Mantles. And as far as class stats, you want to have your class stat above 100 if you can. And then the health I know is no good here, but unfortunately this is the armor. I'm very limited on my Titan and Hunter armor, but it's nice to have a high melee, high super would even be nice. You can even go with weapons, but definitely you want your class stat to be over 100. So that's what I made sure I did. On my helmet, I have Harmonic Siphon mods, one for rapid stasis final blows and for solar siphon. And then I have the super font, which when I get an armor charge, it actually boosts the super mod, the super stat for a limited time, as long as I'm holding that armor charge. On my actual Icefall Mantles, I have double grenade fonts. Same thing. You gain a bonus to your grenade stat when you have an armor charge, and your armor charge does decay over time. So remember, it's a limited time, but I have a double one of those on. For my chest piece, I have void resistance, solar resistance, and sniper resistance. It's the same thing as my Warlock build. I do not like getting popped by those damn Vandals. They're such a pain in the ass, especially at higher levels like Grandmaster. On my boots, I have double stasis weapon surge, because I'm using a lot of stasis weapons combined with my stasis subclass. And then on my class item, I have a class font, does the same thing. When I have an armor charge, it actually boosts the class stat because I'm a little low on my class. I want to make sure that that's boosted as well. A Reaper mod, a Bomber mod, you can put pretty much anything you want here. But anyway, this is based on the Wicked Implement. I've got my Yeartide Apex with heel clip, just like my other auto rifle with heel clip and Burning Ambition. And you'll see I hardly use this. And then my Quillam's Terminus, which I crafted. And this has enhanced dynamic sway and enhanced headstone. So I'm creating more crystals. And I even put the nice stasis skin on it there. It makes it look good. Anyway, that is the build. Let's see. It's the Behemoth Stasis subclass. I'm using my Glacier Grenade, of course, Shiver Strike, Strafe Lift, and Rally Barricade. But you're going to notice with the aspect I'm using, I won't be using my Shiver Strike here. It gets replaced. Instead, I'm using the Diamond Lance aspect. Shatter or defeat targets with stasis abilities or weapons to create a stasis lance, and I get a ton of them. You throw the lance, it'll freeze targets on impact, and you can also slam the lance to the ground and freeze targets. I've never used that actually that way, but the The other aspect I'm using is called Tectonic Harvest. Shattering stasis crystal or frozen targets creates a stasis shard, and these shards grant melee energy when picked up by you or your allies. You're going to see on my replay here, I get a ton of these all the time. As far as my fragments, I'm using Whisper of Hunger. Increases the melee energy gain from picking up stasis shards, which ties into my aspect. I've got Whisper of Torment. You gain grenade energy each time you take damage from targets. Having Frost Armor increases the amount of energy gained. And this build is actually going to be based on Frost Armor, which gives you tons of damage resistance. Whisper of Rime. Your Frost Armor has increased duration and maximum stack count. Whisper of Fissures increases the damage and size of the burst of the stasis when you destroy stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target. And finally, Whisper of Bonds. Defeating a frozen target generates an orb of power, which you'll see that ties in as well to what I'm doing. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like on the on my build crafting. There's my Titan. Showing you right now on screen for those of you on Twitch and YouTube. I'm showing how I'm using this. It's just I mean, look at all the little shards I got there. That's all adding up to more melee charges. It's really a lot of fun. I think I'm a closet Titan. I really like punching stuff, man. It is a lot of fun. There's the lances. I didn't even know I can slam them to the ground, so you won't even see that in this video. But this thing works really good. This was the featured solo. Yesterday was on the moon. So you're going to see the same area being used. Now I forgot here, there's a bug right now where Scout and Pulse Rifles are supposed to be anti-barrier, but for some reason it's not working on the rifle. I don't know why, but it's just not working. It's not counting as an anti-barrier weapon. So, but it didn't matter because all I had to do was just go and freeze this champion servitor. Once I did that, I just unloaded my Quillam's Terminus on him. He's done. So it works really good that way. And I had a lot of fun with this. And what's nice about it, the super's not very strong on this Titan. The super's not really super great on this, but you get it pretty often because the cooldown is a lot less than most supers out there. That is the movement I have to make. You hold down your, where you normally use your Shiver Strike. You actually hold down I think it's the R3 on the controller. And it's like it just freezes everything in the diameter when you're getting around it. So I'll jump into areas where there's enemies and just activate that, which I get it all the time. So it works really well. But this is my Mr. Freeze build. And
by the way, because we're getting a lot of comments, just so we can correct it now. Yeah, it's not a bug. Wicked implements and an exotic, and it has a different intrinsic. It has overload, so it can't work with the seasonal mod.
Oh, it won't stack. No wonder.
There's no stacking. It just overload. Dylan. I mean, sorry, exotics always override. They just do what they do.
Yeah, I got you. So that makes sense, I guess. Well, it didn't matter because all I had to do was just use my stasis. I just had to freeze freeze the champions and one and done. I just made sure I used my heavy weapon and it had no problem taking it down. Yeah, that's why that makes sense now. Tajo, yeah, I get it. But man, what a fun build, man. This has been a lot of fun to use. I had so many of these stasis spikes or whatever you call them. I had more than I really needed. And the stasis shards that I was picking up just kept reloading everything really quickly. It was just an infinite build. I just kept regenerating the same stuff. Now see here, I have an anti-barrier champion here. So I'm thinking, oh crap, how am I going to get this? I can't get it with my Wicked Implement. And my, if I would have known better, my special weapon, which you'll see I never pull out, is for overloads. It's a submachine gun. But I just use my super here because I got my super already, and I just took him out that way. Real simple. But you can see, man, I got shards everywhere on this thing. So this is my Mr. Freeze build. I hope some of you who don't normally play Titan will try this out because I had a lot of fun with this one. But I got to tell you, the best build that I like is on my Hunter. And I just found out about this build from a lesser known YouTuber, and I actually put my own little spin on it. But I want to show you guys that one now. But this, my Mr. Freeze Titan is just so much fun. I've had a lot of fun with this. So let's see, I will stop this. There we go. Why is my camera not on? There we go. Camera's on now. Okay. All right. Let me show you my my last build, which is for Hunter. And my Hunter is my least played character, by the way. So this one is very surprising, but man, is this thing powerful. Okay, let me get back to our regular 2 faces. There we go. But this last build I'm going to show you is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Let me switch characters here real quick. And I will show you this one. I call this build the Bugman, being that's what I do for a living. The Bugman. Get it? Zombie gets it. Anyway, I love this build. I might be playing more Hunter. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, I will move over to screen share and show you this one. And man, the General Grievous gear, it just looks so good on Hunter. It just looks so damn good. So, and I'll share my screen on Discord here. There you guys go. This is a really fun build. This is based on the rework that Bungie did with the Khepri Sting exotic gauntlets. Anyway, they reworked it where you defeat a weakened target and it releases a burst of weakening smoke and refunds smoke bomb energy. And you're going to see, I don't even need smoke bombs hardly ever on this, but you want to make sure you're, I mean, there's a bunch of things you can do here, but definitely make sure your melee stat is 100. That's your smoke bombs. I'm also using, on my subclass, I'm also using my Gambler's Dodge, so I get more smoke energy as well when I dodge, which is almost all the time. And just to boot, just to make it a lot of fun, I've got a suppression grenade in this too, which just adds even more fun to this. This is just so much fun. Anyway, stat-wise on my armor, I've got a special ammo finder and harmonic siphon, and this is for void weapons. And I got a super font mod. Armor charge will give me more stat for my super. Not that you're going to need your super much, but it's good to have. On my chest piece, I've got charged up, which increases the maximum number of stacks of armor charge I can carry by 1. I've also got strand ammo generation, so I can get for my strand weapons, I can get more ammo generated. And same thing for my void weapons as well. So I have that working for me as well. On my, I didn't use any damage resistant mods here, and you'll see why in a minute. On my boots, I guess that's what they call them for, I'm used to boots for Warlock. I'm using stacks on stacks. Pick up an orb of power, grant you an additional armor charge. Strand weapon surge, because I'm using a strand weapon, and harmonic scavenger. So void weapons get bonus reserves when picking up ammo for that weapon. And then finally on my cloak, I've got a class font, which means I get an armor charge from an orb of power. I get more bonus to my class stat. And powerful attraction automatically collects nearby orbs whenever I activate my class. So whenever I'm dodging, all the orbs come to me within a given area. And then finally, special finisher. Again, I'm using this to get more special ammo if I'm running low. I just have to do a finisher when I have 3 stacks of armor charge, and it'll drop it for me and the fire team if I'm playing with a fire team. That's the basic build, but here's the fun part. I'm using the MIT retrograde. I'm using rewind rounds. I have many MIT retrogrades and Master of Arms. Final blows this weapon, improve the weapon's damage for a period of time. Temporal Blast, I think I put that in all my weapons. It's a great, even though they nerfed it a little bit, it's still a great seasonal mod. The Riposte. This is a lot of fun. It has repulsor brace and destabilizing rounds. You can't get this rifle anymore. Hence the reason why you should save a lot of your stuff in your vault, by the way, even though I just cut mine in half. This works really well. I've got arrowhead break on this as well. This is one of the comp weapons. I've got synergy, Final blows this weapon actually create elemental pickup to match its damage type or an orb of power. You have a chance for that to happen, by the way. So anyway, that's that. This rifle you'll see I'm gonna have a lot of fun with. And then finally, Retrofit Escapade. This is just a bargain. I don't even have this thing crafted, but it does have golden tricorn. Final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage while the buff is active. Grenade or melee kills, and you'll see I'm gonna use a lot of those, of the same damage type greatly increase its damage and duration. So golden tricorn kind of fits in with this, but you're gonna see I'm not even gonna be using it much. So that is the how I've got everything set up. As far as I'm using the Night Stalker, light subclass, Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump, the Smoke Bomb, and again, the Suppressor Grenade. But for my aspects, I'm using Stylish Executioner. Defeating a weakened, suppressed, or volatile target grants invisibility and true sight. And then the other aspect is Trapper's Ambush. You activate Quick Fall to suspend a melee charge, to spend your melee charge and dive to the ground, creating a smoke cloud. So I'm gonna have smoke everywhere on this build. It dissipates, and then targets caught in the cloud are weakened, and the allies are made invisible. This would be good for like a raiding setup as well. All right, fragments, real quick here. Echo of Harvest, defeating weakened targets creates an Orb of Power and Void Breach. Echo Starvation, picking up a Void Breach or Orb of Power grants Devour. Devour is kind of important here. Void buffs, this is Echo Persistence. Void buffs applied to you. Invisibility, Overshield, Devour have increased duration. So I'm going to have increased visibility and increased Devour. And Echo of Undermining. Your Void grenades weaken targets while I'm using suppressor grenades. So I could probably switch this out with something else if you want. But that's the build. Let me show you this thing in action. Okay. I've got to... Yep, I can keep that. All right, I'm going to go here. Last one here. I'm going to show you my Hunter. This is a lot of fun. I go invisible like right away. It all starts with the Smoke Bomb. If you want to get the chain going, Smoke Bomb or that new thing where you can jump in the air and land and suppress everything. But I'm always invisible, it seems. And with this riposte, and by the way, you can use any weapon that has, that has destabilizing rounds and repulsor brace. You can use, and there's a lot of weapons, void weapons out there that you can use, even a bow. I think there's a bow that even has it. You can use any kind of void weapon that has those two perks, which will greatly help this build. But you don't even really need it. But it's just a lot of fun. I see I got snipers, so I pull out the Mick Retrograde for those guys. I don't have any damage sniper resistance mods, so I need to make sure that I take them out quickly. But I mean, I'm just disorienting, disrupting everything. Smoke bombs are going everywhere. I'm getting the void breaches falling everywhere. It's just a lot of fun to use. And this is the same exact map, the same exact solo ops. I ran these last night. This was the featured one. All I had to do is just weaken the champion, the servitor champion there. And of course I have the Mint Retrograde, so I can immediately cut through the champions because they're anti-barrier. But I really did, you can see I didn't even use them, hardly. Throw the smoke grenade, weaken everything. Once you kill it, you go invis and you start throwing. I mean, the smoke bomb just keeps spreading to everything. And it is just a lot of fun. I haven't used this as long as I have my other two builds. So, but this one is a lot of fun as well. You can go into a lot of high content. Here's another Void Breach picking it up. And just have a lot of fun. You're invisible half the time. And anytime you shoot anything with, with a repulsor brace, destabilizing rounds, and you kill it, it just perpetuates the smoke bombs, the weakening. It ties in with the Khepri Sting exotic that you have on. And you notice I don't even have an exotic weapon equipped. That's how good this build is right now. So it gets really crazy inside, but I realize we're on a podcast and I don't want to take forever here explaining it. But that is the build in a nutshell. These three builds are a lot of fun. I will put the dim links in our show notes if you want to just grab the dim links and try them out for yourself. You may not have all the weapons, but just substitute whatever weapon you want to use normally. I would recommend, like I said, repulsor brace, destabilizing rounds, which is on a ton of void weapons out there. So there you go. There's 3 builds. You wanted some builds? There's 3 builds, one for Warlock, one for Titan, and one for Hunter. So there you go.
Man.
Yeah, sorry, my voice is drying out already. It's too much talking. Too
There was
much
a lot of talking. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of talking. So anyway, there you go, Discord. I'm what did I just do? Okay. It was asking me how the stream went. I'm like, well, hopefully we're still streaming.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Two-Face. There we go. All right, so there you go. There's 3 builds. If you want to try them out, like I said, I'll make sure to put the dim links in our show notes if you want to find out more about that and have fun with that. And I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up so I don't have to go crazy here. All right, we're going to go over This Week in Destiny right after this. Oh my God, I got to get these monitors back. I'm going nuts. I'm looking around everywhere and I don't know where the hell anything is here. There we go. Now I feel better. That is better. Okay. Just bear with me one sec, guys, here. I just want to reset up my windows real quick here, and then we can get on to the regular parts of the show. And man, we have got a lot to talk about on our topic. This topic tonight is, I wrote a lot of notes with all the doom and gloom that's going on right now with Bungie and the Destiny game. I think that's the exact role I use. Like both rows of perks pretty well match up as well as the masterwork. Is that on the allocate typical Titan head smash when things get rough? Yeah, the Hunter Mint. Yeah. I love that set. I'm having a lot of fun with the Hunter. And now this is what's nice is now I've got a pretty good build set up with my Warlock, but now I'm starting to acquire all my tier 4 gear for my Hunter and my Titan now, and it's a lot of fun right now. So all right, This Week in Destiny. Let's get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me get a drink. My Lord. Remind me next time, Kingsley, when I talk about I want to do 3 builds, just say no, do 1.
But then if I say that, I'll sound mean ahead of time.
No, you're not being mean. You know how much time it takes to do that kind of stuff. So how long have we been streaming? I don't know. I can look at the clock, I guess. Anyway. Yeah, let me just clean this up a little bit. I hate it when stuff isn't nice and lined up. Okay. Dadgummit. All right. I know. Very unprofessional podcaster. There we go. Now I can see all my stats. Okay, good. Oh, Lordy. Okay. All right. This Week in Destiny. Here we go. I think I can pull this up too. I'll pull up the screen so we can follow along. See if this works. Yes, it is working. Okay, good. Oh, perfect. It shows you too. Okay. All right. We are recording right now. All right. There we go. All right. This Week in Destiny for October 2nd, 2025. This Week in Destiny, we're here to give you some insights into new events, share balance changes within PvP, give a sneak peek of the new exotic mission, and to crown the winners of the Desert Perpetual World's first epic raid race. I'm not going to really talk about that, but I did watch Salta Greppo on his stream finally get it done. So Team Elysium, congratulations. It was very, very cool raid to watch, I got to admit. So I'm going to go past that part. But Arms Week returns shotguns, more like shot funds. A1 has been iterating on the new shotgun volatile weapon mods for you to try out with Arms Week returns starting October 7th, next week, when Arms Week returns. Be sure to visit her at the shooting range to pick up a shotgun and complete challenges to unlock the new shotgun volatile weapon mods. Okay. So hop in, slot those event limited mods into legendary shotgun and get blasting before they disappear when Arms Week concludes. No, we're just getting the mods. Okay. Here's the mods. Unstable shells, landing precision hits, or most of the pellet spread will attach a delayed explosive to the target. Oh God. Crucible is going to be a nightmare. Illegal trigger. Every shell fired increases the rate of fire for a short time. Magazine size and reserves are increased beyond their normal limits. And then aftershock. Final blows create a wave of energy behind the target. Okay. Weapon changes in update 9.1.5. Is this the one on the 14th? Okay. We have some changes that we believe will have a noticeable impact in the Crucible experience. Primarily, we want to focus our attention on the close range weapon meta and the balance between primary weapon and special surge usage. All right, ammo system. In the Crucible, when the special ammo meter system allows you to heavily invest in it and obtain sufficient uptime, players who don't invest are struggling to earn even a minimal amount of ammo. We want to make sure to not increase the amount of ammo available at the high end while bringing the low end up and making it more reasonable to run a special weapon even without heavy investment. So they're increasing the special ammo meter gains at no to low investment for primary ammo weapon final blows by a third. All right, weapon archetypes. Hand cannons, adaptives. They're going to increase the range from 36 to 46, handling from 45 to 55, and reload speed from 40 to 50. Spread shots. These are the new hand cannons that are like shotguns, basically. While the spread shot hand cannons have seen their kills and effectiveness fall significantly after the original nerf earlier this season, reduced by 40 to 53% respectively, they still feel too easy to use and too forgiving for their strength within the Crucible. I got to admit, I was using them in Iron Banner. I was popping fools. I was having a lot of fun using it. I hate hand cannons and shotguns, and I was using both. Anyway, they are going to, they're short range bruisers. That means we're making a little less snappy and easy to control, as well as pushing their effective range down. So, okay, Sirenara, the burst hand cannons. In live, these weapons compete around the corner end of sidearm range, but with these changes, they will be moved down closer to the range of slug shotguns. All right, so I'm done with them. Reduce the range by 5%, increase the spread by 10%, increase recoil by 25%, and reduce handling by 10%. That may not be noticeable, but I don't know. Heavy burst sidearms. They're going to reduce the body shot damage from 33 to 31 and reduce critical hit damage from 52 to 49.6. I don't know if we'll feel that, but we'll see. I do have a couple heavy burst exotics, so we'll see how that works. I mean, sidearms. So we'll see how that works. All right, the new exotic mission, Heliostat, launching October 7th, return to the Plaguelands to finish what Maya began with her daring heist on the Vanguard Vault. The conductor seeks to expand the reach of her Echo using abandoned Warsat technology, storm the Golden Age facility alongside psionic allies to ruin Maya's plans. Okay, I can see. And claim the Wolf's Bane exotic axe as your own. You saw this in the trailer, remember? It's the big, long, spiked, like, it looks like it doesn't even look like an axe. It looks like something else, like a halberd. Anyway. When creating the new exotic mission, we originally named Warsat Heist when we first announced. We want to provide a chance for players to tackle the new mission with friends for the first time or help new friends get their first completion clear while still getting potential rewards. When tackling the new Heliostat exotic mission for the first time, players will be locked at normal difficulty and fixed modifiers for a consistent experience. You'll be rewarded with a power bump for all fire team members, no matter where you are in the power journey they're at. Once completed, the full portal tiers and modifier customization options will be available in Pinnacle Ops, and you will need to be configured appropriately for continued power progression on future runs. It's important to note that players who have not completed their first run cannot join a normal unlocked version. However, players on their first run can invite players who have already completed their first run to play with them. Players above...
That's kind of crappy.
Yeah, yeah.
That sucks that two new people can't go in it together.
Yeah, I think Bungie needs to just flood the gates right now. They need to just make everything fun as possible. Quit worrying about it. Maybe it's a coding thing. Maybe you unlock it.
Yeah, and it's really bad news either way, no matter what the reason.
Thanks, Tajo. Solid B overall. Okay, I'll take that from you. Yeah, you're very tough to please, so I'll take that score. Players above 200. Good.
I usually do the exotic mission by myself first, but that's only because I'm hopping on reset. I can do it during the day when not a lot of people are on.
Right.
But like, I would hate, in the past, there's been so many times where other friends, they will group up on a Friday night, two people that have not run it yet.
Yep.
But now they can't until, you know what I mean? At least one person, you can't do a group up.
Yeah. At least you can invite people though in your first run, but I'll probably run it
only
solo.
If they've completed it though. You can't have two new people.
Right. That's right.
That
does suck.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. It's very bad news.
Players above 200 power who have already completed the first run will get tier 1 rewards capped at 200 for playing with friends through their first time a heliostat run, and players below 200 who have already completed their first run may still receive rewards that gain them power while running through the heliostat. So they're getting something for running it with friends that are running it for the first time. World first epic and raid race numbers. I already mentioned that. Team Elysium 1, Salto Greppo, Quaz, Vendetta, Vile Fate, OG, and Jiffy. Gif? I think it's French. Yep, they got the belt. Really nice. Legacy of the Past, original soundtrack is out. Okay. Got some more music coming to the Bungie store. And celebrate National Disability Employment Awareness Month with us. I don't think we've ever celebrated this before. It's Accessibility at Bungie, one of Bungie's Exclusion, Diversity, and Equity Associations, IDEA, is celebrating National Disability Employment Awareness Month with a new Hope Hughes emblem. It looks pretty good. Ability Points, a nonprofit organization that strives to help profoundly disabled adults achieve employment in the tech and gaming space. In honor of the National Disability Employment Awareness Month, everyone who makes a $10 donation to Ability Points through the Bungie Foundation campaign will earn the Hope Hughes emblem in Destiny 2 through October 31st, so the end of the month. And net proceeds will go to Ability Points. Very nice. Bungie's always been good about supporting stuff like that. Player support report. Anything in there, Kingsley, that sticks out? Or are we pretty much, shit's pretty much broken? Shit's broken, y'all. Wearing the shirt tonight because it's very apropos to Destiny right now. Yeah, movie of the week. We got some art. Oh, wait, that art looks actually pretty nice. Yeah, that's a nice staff. Keep an eye out for the deep sea below. You'll never know what you find. Grosenthal on Reddit. Okay. And that's it for this week's TWID. Watching the world's first epic raid race with all of you Guardians was an amazing experience, and we're going to keep pushing to create content and update systems to make the best experience possible for players in both rewards and experiences. Enjoy some chaotic PvP fun, play the new exotic mission, and let us know what you think. Destiny 2 community team. Thank you, Destiny 2 community team. We know you guys have been under fire lately, and hang in there. We're very, very fickle as players in Destiny. Some days we're up, and some days we're yelling insults. It's just the way the Destiny community is these days. What do you think about that, Kingsley? Are you going to play the new guns, the new event with the new?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't say the community is fickle. I would say majority is disappointed. But
I mean,
fickle's half and half.
I wasn't disappointed at all. If you listened to a couple episodes ago when Ash and Iron came out, I was furious. That's probably the most negative I've ever been in Destiny. And you know me a long time, Mike. I don't get that upset, but man, Ash and Iron was such a disappointment.
On the mission, I've already said, if anyone's paying attention, listening, I'm excited to hop in and see the mission. I've always known that was coming. And honestly, it might be the only interesting thing the whole time between September 9th when it came out, and December 2nd.
You mentioned
it.
You mentioned that was the one thing you were looking forward to is the,
there's also the Halloween event. Yep. And that is a 6-player activity, although I know better than to get excited by that one. That will just be a half and half, 50-50 if it's good or not. But usually their exotic missions are good. So I don't have any concern that this won't. And since it'll be new content, you know me, I'll be hopping in and having fun.
Yeah, new content. I'm definitely there. I've got words on Festival of Lost, but I'll wait till we get closer to that event too. I might have words tonight about that as well. We'll have to see. All right. Topic of the week, Kingsley. This is our midterm report card for Edge of Fate. We'll do that when we return. All right. Good deal. All right. I got to get some nose spray. It's that time of the night. Nose is clogging up.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I saw your article, by the way. Yeah, I totally agree. I think my doctor's on board the same way, by the way. We talked about that.
Yeah.
The nose spray stuff. Yeah.
Well, because they do two different things. The one's a steroid and the other one's a decongestant. Yeah. And so why not take both? Yeah. And it's also really cool to know that the steroid actually kind of counteracts the addiction rebound stuff of the other one.
Right. Yeah.
I was skeptical too, but I've seen more and more studies on it, and I actually don't take the Afrin all the time. But if I did, I feel better about it now because I have no issue taking the Flonase, and supposedly it's safer now. You can take them long term.
Well, I only take it once a day. It's the same time every night. So My doctor says as long as you're not like taking it 3 or 4 times a day, like I see people carrying it around with them like it's their
Oh
safety
yeah, that would
blanket.
be bad either way. You still don't want
No,
to do more than
no,
once or
that
twice a
that
day.
can
Maybe
that can
twice
affect.
for like short term, but once
Exactly.
for long term.
Exactly.
But also, I don't, for me, it's only if I'm sick, I have to have it then. Or
Mhm.
sometimes when I'm like laying, so like, for example, I'm getting a massage tomorrow.
Yeah.
And when I lay down on my front, my nose gets so clogged, I get
Oh, me too.
panicky. So
Yeah.
I've learned I got to take it before massages.
The corticosteroids too will give you a runny nose. I'll be at the chiropractor putting my face down to have him crack my back, and I'll get
Well,
the little nose run.
yeah,
And
if
I'm
you
like,
take it well ahead of time, you're good though.
I try
Yeah.
to, but yeah,
Yeah.
just the way it works out. Made a lot of comments in the Discord.
Yeah, I hope so, doctor.
Yeah.
That'd be novel, right? More like make Destiny more like Diablo. They'd be nothing but good.
Yeah. I don't get massages at all. How often do you get them? Is what Taj was asking you, Kingsley.
Oh, I love massages. Yeah, I'm in a point in life where I can afford it more often. On average, once every 2 to 3 months, although I might be moving to once monthly because I found like a massage therapist just more on the regular. So
Gotcha.
kind of like a lot of people go to the chiropractor once a month. I'd rather go to massage therapist once a month. So
I got you.
yeah.
I'm trying to find Maximo's. I might have to do it next week. Shoot. Sorry, buddy. I was rushed tonight, and getting this game screen up was such a nightmare. I need to definitely get that works better. Yeah, you know where I get my massages? When I go to the gym. I had a really good trainer when I first started learning how to lift weights back in my 30s, and he showed me a stretch to do after every weight exercise I did, and that's how I loosen my muscles and get them. And of course, I've got the black card or whatever they call with the gym, where I can go in and get the hydro massage. It's the bed that
All
has
the good
jets
stuff.
and stuff. Yeah, I always get a massage that way, but
That would probably, yeah. I mean, there's lots of good places, and that's
yeah.
more on the therapy side too, because usually those people do know more like borderline medical techniques versus just a Swedish massage at a spa that's more for relaxation.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But I like both. Like again, the massage therapist I'm going to be going to is more on the medical grade, help with joint pain and stuff. But every once in a while, I still love a good Swedish massage either for relaxation.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about patrol spaces tonight, Doctor, in our report card. So, all right, Kingsley, you ready to jump in, man? I'll give a little intro, and then we'll go in section by section, and we'll just talk about our comments on it and our grade, what we think we're going to give it. All right. It reminds me, I had some throat coat tea, but I forgot to get it. It's still in the kitchen. It's all right. I'll be fine. Just keep my voice
you
low.
can pass to me first. I mean, now we're actually talking about interesting stuff, but however you want to do it, I'll back you up.
All right. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Let me go grab my tea. Give me like 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes.
Imagine if Edge of Fate, Patrol, and Variability was even 75 to 90% of what Bungie described ahead of time. It would be like it's gonna be the best thing ever with variability and of course part of the problem is the power leveling worked out horribly. But yeah, I mean, if they had repeatable reasons that people were happy to go back into to do stuff in Patrol, like true world bosses that come out variably, kind of like public event, but much more involved, little secrets that are always moving around the map. So like every day or every week, it's like a different variation of how to like collect things. Not everyone's gonna like collectibles. But then you got the boss things and like weapons are dropping like crazy and good tier levels, all in the new world, all in the patrol space. Imagine if Bungie even did 50% of what I said, and it would be so much better.
All right, that's better. I have like a mixture. I have like a hibiscus and echinacea throat coat tea. It works really good. Coats the throat at least a little bit so I can keep my voice the remainder of the show. Okay, here we go. I think we got everything. 3, 2. All right, for our main topic of the week, since it is about the midway point, since Edge of Fate had dropped, I figured, with all the such positivity that we've been seeing on YouTube and social media these days about Destiny 2, I figured, let's give our midterm grade for Edge of Fate so far, right, Kingsley? And if you didn't pick up on the facetiousness there.
It's funny. It's like, at first I was wondering why, but then in the same way, I can almost guarantee if we do this again at the end, my grade will not change.
Okay.
If for some reason, I'll gladly eat my words, that Bungie drops like a new raid, a new strike out of the blue, total surprise, and I'll gladly revise my grade at the end of this season. But for now, I imagine it'll stay the same.
I'm actually curious how it must be a mission we're going to actually run on the Plague Lands, because I never saw the Plague Lands other than if I want to run the recruit, whatever.
You saw me summon that activity and you get what you like.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't exactly.
But yes, the new mission is going to be more, they announced in the TWID.
That'll be nice. So it'll be a little storyline. That'll be fun. Mm-hmm. That'll be fun to get. So.
Oh yeah, exotic missions are good.
Well,
for like about 5 times, and then I'm done.
Well, like I said, Kingsley and I both been here since the very start of Edge of Fate, and we're going to list every part, at least what I think, every part of the Edge of Fate DLC, and we'll each talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, and give our final grades, and then we'll come to a consensus at the very end here. So we're going to start with the campaign. That's the first thing we saw, right? When the Edge of Fate dropped. I think the campaign was a winner. I was trying to imagine how Bungie could make the transition from the Light and Dark saga over to something new, and in my opinion, I think they accomplished that. The not so great thing is that once the campaign ended, that was it for 6 months. So many complained, that the drip feed content in the past, and depending on how you look at it, this could be a plus or a minus, but I thought it was a plus because I could lose the FOMO, not have to worry about the weekly drip content, and jump right into leveling up in the portal system. So I give the campaign a solid A. I think the story team is doing a fantastic job for Destiny right now. What say you, Mr. Kingsley Mac?
Well, if you're including the actual missions with obviously story, which you obviously are, then I really have to think about both fairly. And by putting both together, I give it a B-.
Okay, B-.
Here's the thing. Obviously, the story is good, but there's a few things about this, and I really stick solid to my B- now because, spoiler, I'm running through the campaign again, finally. I'm doing it on my Hunter. And the only reason why I am is because the wife has a nephew that's never raided before, and we're going to start raiding with him in the next month or so.
Okay.
But she wants to get back into Destiny just to not to grind. She doesn't care about that, but just to get familiar with her character again. Okay. I'm like, let's run through the campaign. And so I'm running it on my Hunter now. But doing the missions again, and I already gave them a fairly low grade before, it's so monotonous. And even though the story is really good, once you know the spoilers, it's fine, but it's not as good running it the second time, of course. So I still get annoyed by all the little matter spark here, something there that you have to do a million times. Oh, boss time gate, rinse and repeat 3 times in a row.
Okay.
And so the story is the only thing that's making my overall score as high as a B-, or else it would be lower.
Okay. That's fair. I think you're probably going to be a little more fair in a lot of areas than I am.
Of course I am.
You're going to be more, probably more, a little more, I don't know, maybe a little more harsh than I will be, but
fair. No, fair. I don't be harsh for harsh sake.
You're never fair, Kingsley, right? That's what you're all about.
I believe
man.
you.
That's what you're all about. You're all about being fair. That's why I love you, man. The Crucible and or Gambit. Other than Iron Banner and the new Trials reward system, there's been very little to get excited about other than a few new weapons and armor, no new maps in I don't know how many years now, but it's unclear to me to where Bungie wants to go with PvP. I mean, I guess it's called Marathon. It gets a D+ for me, barely passing. But I do enjoy playing Iron Banner. I am going to be jumping into Trials because I know that there's a really killer new auto rifle that they just introduced. Then I do want to get that, and also the adaptive, which was this feature weapon last week, but I didn't have time to play. The fusion rifle in Trials is supposedly really banger right now. So I am going to jump into Trials before Renegades and at least poke my nose in there and see how it goes. But it's probably going to be an easy grade for you, Kingsley. What do you think, man? Gambit. You
No,
can throw
well, I
Gambit in
can't have
there.
a grade fairly. It's undefined.
Okay, fair enough. NA.
So since it's undefined, if you only want me to pick a grade, I could go off of like a previous, like a year ago when I did a little bit of Crucible, but that wouldn't be fair because the sandbox is different these days. So
yeah, the sandbox
I'll
is
go
different.
with what you want.
Well, yeah.
I'll go with what you.
Okay, well, I gave it a D+ because it's barely passing because I hardly play any Crucible anymore. The only time I play Crucible is when my buddy Jeff says, "Hey, I'm on. You want to play a few games tonight?" I'll say, "Sure," but I couldn't this week. Or when Iron Banner comes out, and that'll tie in more to my other grade I gave this game. But,
sounds good. I'll just go with you on that one.
Yeah, but Trials, I haven't played the new Trials since Edge of Fate, so we'll have to see what I think of Trials when I jump into it and try it. I know that Grenader Jake is taking a break until Renegades, so I feel his pain. I do. There's so many cheaters right now on PC and some on console as well. All right, the part we all been waiting for, the new Portal system. You know, when I finished the campaign, I jumped right into the Portal system at about level 200, because when you play Legendary, that's about what you come out at. It's about 200 power. After the short tutorial explaining how to customize my game, I was off and running and grinded away. After episodes being totally forgettable in last year, I was having so much fun in the grind and watching the number go up and better tier rewards dropping. In fact, if you listen to our episodes back in July, I was giddy. It was all I thought about when I was at work, and seemed for me that Bungie finally figured out how to get me to play and think about Destiny 2 again. However, as I approached the 400 mark, the fun was over. I mean, I had to slap on so many new challenge modifiers to get the same completion grade, on top of already tougher built-in game modifiers due to the fact that I was now in a higher tier solo playlist. It sucked out all the joy that I had leveling up from 200. And other than that gameplay I showed you tonight on those builds, that's how crazy it is playing in Grandmaster right now. You have champions, you got extra Banes and all kinds of stuff coming at you. In fact, today I have been leveling up my 2 alt accounts via patrol zones from level 10 to near 200 now. And the fact that I can complete planetary bounties while farming Glimmer and just chilling out watching YouTube, and also getting +3 drops for any Engram that fell in the world, especially high value targets, which spawn every 15 to 20 minutes. I climbed to about 150 before I finally decided to complete my weekly seasonal reward track, which you can only do mainly by playing Portal. I'm still having fun running those activities, but once I hit 201, the Portal was the only way to level up further. I think Bungie needs to extend this to 400. Anything we want to play, even the old raid on the weekend, should drop +3s up to 400. Then the patrol activities also need to be toned down a bit, where I don't have to run a mini Grandmaster Nightfall to get merely +2s from 401 to 550. I mean, I think Astrocross said it best. Give higher reward tiers for high skill activities, or allow players to put in the time to get the same rewards once they're at 470 or higher. Once I put in the time and I get to at least 470, I should start getting high tiered loot without playing high stake grinds that have me sweating through my t-shirt every time I jump on to play casually. Tier 5 loot is basically the new adept weapons and armor, which you could get in the past from playing high level in-game content like legendary raids and trials. I really like the fact that I now have access to that loot playing solo or in a fire team. But Bungie, I've grinded, I've put my time in. So how about those rewards, please? I am mixed with the Portal, but I'm pretty much evened out because my early experiences were so much fun. And then as I've played more and more, the fun is getting sucked out. So I'm giving the Portal system, not the progression system, just the Portal activity, a C- from me. What say you, Kingsley?
And by the way, guess who said that there should be both methods even before Astrocross?
Who was that?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
It's so obvious to me. It's like,
terrible.
It's so obvious to me. You got to have the grind for the people that aren't necessarily skilled hardcore people that just want to put in the hours, and you got to have the other way. And oh my gosh, you think that would have solved some problems by now?
It's got to be both.
Although,
yeah,
exactly. Although even with that, that's not even close enough to fixing the portal.
Yeah.
I had a low score on the portal, and it's actually even gone down a little bit throughout the season, but it was already pretty low. I'm just going to say a D. It's pretty obvious all the reasons what I think about it from the very beginning, me logging in, and I feel like half of the things they said would be happening in the solo ops did not happen.
Mhm.
And when we were all seeing that, I kind of expected, I knew because they said there would be a sampling of activities, not a large amount of stuff, but people actually started seeing how many there actually are, very limited to like hardly anything being auto match made in fire team ops, even though it says it's for fire team. And
Yep.
that's just a start. I don't need to spend the whole night, but I give it a solid D.
You know, I might go D plus because I just remembered that when they did the update in Ash and Iron, they added nothing new to solo ops, nothing new. So,
No, they did.
Where?
Well, not new. Well, the new thing is just the new activity, remember? That's the only new thing
Yeah,
that no one cares about.
That's not solo. You can't do that in the solo ops.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Solo ops.
Solo ops.
Okay.
There's
I was just
nothing.
thinking
It's the
the
same
portal one.
activities
You're right.
from day one of Ash and Iron. I mean, not of Ash of Iron, of
Well-
Edge of Fate. Nothing's been added.
I was telling you that was going to happen. And you know
Right.
why? Another reason is because if they can't even get the solo ops to what they promised in the first place,
Yeah.
all the stuff that I was mentioning,
Right.
then how do they have time to make more solo ops? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
they're short on time either way.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll maybe see some new ones when Renegades come out, maybe one or two, who knows?
I hope so. And I hope that they keep adding to solo ops and other activities in the portal and not take stuff out and then replace it with new stuff. I think they need to keep adding to the library. Because if I want to go run on the moon and run, the lost sectors there, I should be able to do that. And especially when I've run it so many times. So
Yeah, they may try to not remove as many now because of
Yeah.
everyone's unhappy, but really the original plan, because they have less staff now and multiple
Yeah.
reasons, is it's a rotating stuff going in and out of the portal.
Right.
So we'll see what happens, but the original plan was to remove things and add different things, just so they can support those things well instead of the whole game, which they don't have time to support.
I said this last week. I hardly recognize the game now because it's all about the portal. And if that is the only way we can play this game now, then you need to throw a bunch more stuff in there, Bungie. And I'm sorry if you're undermanned. I'm sorry if you don't have enough room to put, don't have enough teams to rebuild these lost sectors with this new system. That needs to be an emergency. You need to start adding stuff into these portal events or no one wants to play it. Especially, eventually you get burned out on anything if it's the same stuff all the time.
Is the biggest concern why people have it, unless they can find some magical way to make more stuff or hire people or get another studio. That would be why Bungie's going downhill and dying.
Yep. The numbers are definitely going down. That's for sure. All right, let's move on. The new raid, the Desert Perpetual raid. I'm not talking about the Epic raid because I haven't played the Epic raid, but I did watch it and it was epic. That last boss area was totally different than the boss area that we're going to be playing. We're slowly learning the new raid. In fact, we just had this conversation in our private raid group. I did see, like I said, I did see the gameplay through the world's first stream and it looked good. It's a lot more of a change than the prestige raids layers that you got from Warmind and the Leviathan raid. It's definitely much different. And I got to tell you, the raid and story team is carrying Destiny right now. I've been really impressed with the new raid mechanics and, the Bungie, like I said, the Bungie and raid and dungeon team is killing it right now. I would say that the two teams are probably the strongest part of the studio, and whoever's in charge of the daily activities like the portal system and the new switchover, I think they need more manpower. They need more help to update systems faster. But I'll digress. As far as the grade on the new raid, from what I've been playing and trying to learn this new raid, we've been super casual doing it like every 2 weeks. I give it an A- because the raid is a lot of fun. It's totally different than anything we've ever done. I'm loving making call outs across to Kate. When we have to, in that one encounter, we have to have everything in sync when we're destroying the things at the same time. It's a lot of fun. And we haven't even gotten to the final boss yet. We're trying to get that done. I think we're going to try to do it weekly. So hopefully we'll get that completed. But so far, from what I've played so far in the new Desert Perpetual raid, I give it an A-. It is very entertaining. It's a lot of fun to play with everybody. What do you think, Kingsley? I know you're the raid guy here.
I give it a B plus. It is a good raid.
We're on the same page.
Yeah. Good raid. Mechanics are pretty good. I always try to think ahead of time with things because, you can always have recency bias with new things and stuff. And I was pretty good with this one too. I was kind of hovering around a B plus, A minus, something like that.
Which is basically the
being
same.
Vex helps, but that's just a personal gimmicky preference there.
Yeah.
And the mechanics are good enough. I do think after seeing some things in a little more detail and mechanics wise, I would say the normal version of it is definitely in the B level instead of A. I would say the epic version is in the A level,
Okay.
but it's also unfortunately going to be a thing that very few people are going to experience. Even more so these days when we talked about very few people experienced the last raid, but population's down too. So it's really kind of sad that the raid team is still good with the state of the game right now.
Yeah.
So who knows if a year or two from now things turn around and they keep the raid in the game and and it's a titch easier and lots of people playing, then I think this raid will come up in everyone's list as a pretty fun raid.
Yeah, and I'm excited to finally get to the final boss and complete it. I'm having so much fun so far, even though we're struggling. I mean, we've had some struggle weeks, but I love the fact that I'm jumping in. I'm not just killing ads. I'm trying to jump in and learn all the mechanics, and the mechanics to me are a lot of fun. It's very, very got to be on your game to do it. So, okay, let's move on. The limited events and its system. I have played all of the special events where it's been placed in the Portal UI and has its own separate reward track. That's what I'm talking about here. The Arms Day, Arms Week, whatever they called it, Iron Banner, Solstice, all stellar. They were a hit to me. The latest Ashen Iron's new Territories event, I played one time and bailed. It only lasted a week, and the activity for the single player was terrible and way too difficult for a free to play event. And before you say, well, Gator, you needed to have a fire team for that, I say Bungie needs to keep in mind that a large portion of their player base has a job. They're not streaming on Twitch for a living. We work, we have families, we have obligations. So when we sit down for the night to play these special limited time events, we don't want to sit in the fire team finder waiting for others to join and not quit during the activity. You must keep the solo player in mind. And for 75% of the game, that's me. I'm representing the solo player. So with all that being said,
I would also say
go ahead.
75% of the game or more is solo friendly. So it's hard to complain about some things here and there.
Well, this was, this last, with the Ashen Iron update, that last thing I played one time and it was so freaking sweaty because I was at 400 plus power level. And but with all that being said, I think the special events are a win. It creates weekly participation as long as it's not for a single type of player only, like I just mentioned. In fact, the new 6-player activity coming in October for the Festival of the Lost, it has me worried that I won't have the time to grind the event.
Count that for your grade.
I know. I'm just mentioning it as an aside. But I'm really worried that I might not have time to grind that event if I have to find a capable fire team to run it.
You don't have to, it'll be auto match mate. You don't have to find anyone.
I know.
Yeah.
I like the Haunted Lost sectors for 2 reasons. They were quick activities that gave me great rewards. You could farm them, and I could play them solo whenever I wanted. And I know everybody's getting tired of the solo Lost sectors, but if the new Halloween event is not suitable for solo players, I'm really curious how much participation they're going to get for it, but we'll see. And that's an aside.
It'll be suitable.
Not affects my
grade.
grade.
Whether you like the activity or not, it's a fair question, but it'll be auto match made, easy to get in, and then we get to judge on do we like the activity or not.
And we'll talk about that, how we like it or dislike it. Again, the special events are usually fun. They're easily attainable in a week's time. And for that reason, I give the special events system a B+, because it is engaging. It gets my attention for the week. It's something to do for the week. I just wish they would do them every 2 weeks. Something would rotate every 2 weeks. That way we only have one dead week to go finish title stuff or to run and do anything else. So B+ for me on the event system that they have.
Okay. And yeah, and then again for the record honor, we'll disregard the talk about Halloween event because that's can't be judged in the system yet. But
I didn't affect my grade. We'll see.
yeah, okay. I give it a C minus for sure.
We're pretty much on
The
the same
soul
page.
is gone on a lot of these events because they're just in the boring portal system.
Yeah.
Everything seems homogenized. A lot of times the events are too short. There's very rarely an activity. It's just having you do the stuff that's already in the game. And if there is an activity, it's super boring.
Right.
So yeah, the events are not so much for me.
I mean,
I give it a C minus.
C minus. Okay. Yeah. You're a little more critical of it. That's fine. I was a little more optimistic toward it, but I'm the Destiny shill here. So, self-titled. So I'm going to go a little bit higher on that grade, cause I do like that system. I do like the way they did that. The Iron Banner event was so much fun. All I had to do was just complete games, and the games I had to complete, 26 games, was not asking too much to get the titles done. I thought it was perfectly balanced for that. And of course the loot, not the weapons. The weapons suck shit, but the gear, the actual armor was fantastic, and I loved it. All right, let's talk about the reward system. The actual the rewards from the game itself. I love
not the system, the items. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I love the new tiered loot system that Bungie's created. I love even more that I can get these high tier weapons and armor through a predictable track. In other words, I know what I have to do to get to that level. I just need to invest the time into the game. And if you want a shortcut to these higher tier rewards via high skill activity, like in-game stuff, then I think that is fantastic as well. However, I think the new tiered system needs to expand to exotic weapons and armor as well as some past favorite, as all some like featured past legendary gear, I think would be a good idea. If this is the new system, then they have to offer some past things in the pool so we can continue to grind for them. I mean, I love the reward system, but I hate that it is limited to a small amount of stuff. I mean, hopefully this pool will continue to grow, but for now, I got to give the reward system a grade of D+.
Okay, sorry. So we are talking about system, not the
items. The reward system, the new armor 2.0, the new weapon 2.0s, the rewards.
Oh, well,
while we play,
I give it a B, because we knew, again, coming in, that we can't have that many things in it yet.
Right.
So I know they will be adding more. And then as far as the actual system of what it does, the tier is a little bit better than I even expected. It doesn't make it that much more interesting for me when I get a weapon. I get like 25% more excited now when I get a weapon drop, but that's still good news for me because I'm usually not super excited about that type of stuff. So I was pleasantly surprised with it, and I give it a solid B.
I'm not a huge fan of the tiered weapon system. I love the tiered armor. I love that.
I love both. Yeah.
The reason I don't like the tiered weapon system is it's still RNG. You can get a tier 5 weapon and not like any of the perks that are on it. The odds of that happening are low, yes, but I still am standing by my guns that they should just bring back weapon crafting and let us make our own damn weapons. And if it's tier 5, then it unlocks that last, let it unlock enhanced perks for barrels and magazines like it does now. Which
hopefully they'll bring that in Destiny 3.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about Destiny 3 too. We're not getting out of here without talking about that too. But anyway, all right. I'll bring it up to a C minus.
You don't have to bring it up.
No, because I'm actually thinking about it here. And the tiered armor is fantastic for me. I love the new tiered armor system. And
so that brings it up. Yeah.
It brings it up. But the tiered weapons, I'm lukewarm on. Granted, most of the tier 5s and 4s I'm getting in weapons have the perks I want, but it would sure be nice to just pick and choose what perks I want. And then there again, it fixes the vault problem because all I have to have is one copy of the weapon. And I just go to the crafting table and add anything I want as the sandbox changes every season, especially in Crucible or in raids or with the new exotic, with the new seasonal, the new seasonal artifacts that come out. You want to use weapons that can tie to that. If you went back to weapon crafting and you already have the system in place, for God's sake, Bungie, Just make everything craftable weapon-wise again. And then we won't have to hoard all these tier 5s that have one extra different perk than all the other ones I have. And if anybody watched my video where I was cleaning the vault out, and if you did, God bless you, because it took 3 hours to go through that vault and cut it in half. You noticed how many tier 5s and tier 4 weapons I had that I couldn't get rid of because one had the setup that I wanted and one had another setup for another kind of situation I wanted. But if they had just stuck to guns, kept their guns, and gone with a craftable weapon, I wouldn't have to keep all these copies. Just makes sense. No, that's all right, Taj. I already cleaned the vault. It's all good now, buddy. Allocate was there to help me out. We're good to go, man. Okay. The progression system. Oh boy, there's a hot potato, right? If it isn't apparent to Bungie yet, the progression system is too difficult to accomplish in a given amount of time. And if power level equals tier 4 and tier 5 loot, and it's going to reset back to 200 in December with Renegades, Bungie needs to make leveling easier to accomplish in that amount of time. Actually, even quicker, because once we get to 470 to 550, we want at least a few weeks to enjoy farming some tier 5 loot, right? The progression changes that they're currently making on October 14th, in my opinion, is still too little. And the fact that we are imposing an automatic -15 to -30 delta on top of it without us being able to choose that part, my guess is that they will need to adjust even more closer when we get to Renegades. The makeup chest to 300 on the 14th will be great for those of us that have been lagging behind, like my alt accounts. But the problem with that will be the punishing deltas and modifiers once they are catapulted to 300. The joy for me has been that 10 to 200 grind. So again, I'll say that again, Bungie. You need to make the leveling process for levels 10 to 200 expanded to 10 to 400, and then start the portal grind where you have to go through the portal if you want to go above 400. Progression is broken, in my opinion, and I give it a solid D-, barely passable to me. It is such a joke getting up to tier 4 and tier 5 loot. I mean, I put a lot of time in. I'm finally at that point where I'm starting to get tier 5s occasionally, and tier 4s just about all the time. But man, I'm thinking of all the other people out there that are not even close, that don't want to put that grind in. You got to make it easy, Bungie, for us to get to a certain level. And then for those top tier players that want to go for the super high tier loot, give us a little bit of resistance. But my God, man, the progression system is broken. D-. I'm done.
All right. For me, I would give it a rare F, and I don't just throw those around. And mostly because of everything you said, and it's like technically broken too. There's always these things that are broken or bugs and stuff. We hear about one fix and like, wait, which fix is this? And we got to do calculus reverse to figure out like, is that coming out a month from now, or did that already come out and it was bugged, or did that come out not bugged? And then the one coming out a month from now will be bugged or not bugged.
Right.
Like you said, the October 14th thing, I'm concerned about. I don't see it's going to solve a lot in the long run. We can talk more about that when it actually comes out.
Yeah.
Just because so many bugs, and because it's generally not in a good state even without the bugs, I give it a rare F. Now, I do think it could go up by the end of the season, and I'll reverse it to a D or C if for some. I'm not hopeful, but it could go up from an F. I'm not saying it has to stay at an F, but right now it's an F.
I'm curious, what's your power at right now? Because you said you really weren't going to grind.
Yeah, I'm at 315.
Okay.
So just anyone not keeping track, I didn't grind except for one small part. So, you get up to 200 easy. And then I was still playing the game a little bit that kept me semi-interested. I wasn't trying to power up, but I'm naturally powered up to like 250, 260 from just playing stuff in the game still. And then I was kind of done, but then I wanted to do that test that no one was doing when you get to 300. Remember, I did that test where you do not have to raise your Guardian rank to get tier 3 stuff.
Right.
People were just thinking that was combined because they naturally also raised their Guardian rank when they got to 300. But I did that test, and then I was done. And then now just from occasional rating or little small things, just naturally I'm 315 without trying.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost at 420. most at 420. But it seems, and someone said this in Discord, it seems like the 400 to 470 climb just seems like it's slowing down. I don't know what's going on, but it just seems sweatier. Just seems much harder to get up to that 470. I don't know if I'll hit it in time. I don't know. We'll see. Everyone tells me at 470 is where you're going to start getting more consistent tier 5 gear, but we'll have to see. We'll see how that goes. I'd had some final thoughts that I want to talk about. I think if we add up all those grades, I'd say my average grade right now for Destiny is probably a C- or a D+. If you account for all the great things that the story team and the raid team are doing right now, it's really totally negated by all the bad things and the bad systems. And I'm not even mentioning the bugs that we're having with the portal and the progression system right now. So I'm going to say a C-. It's a below average for me. What do you say your final grade would be from what you've been talking about so far?
Yeah, unfortunately, I give it a D, and it doesn't even matter that the raid is good, because part of the problem too is if the base game is not in a good state, then less people are playing, and it can be a little bit harder to pull together a raid. And I know there's still lots of raids going on. I'm not saying people aren't raiding, but it's hard to explain what I'm saying. But there is, if you want to put together like special raid groups, it's a little harder these days than in the past.
Right.
And that's sad, because the game has to be in a good enough state for people to even want to raid at all. The extra people, I know there's the base people of raiders either way. So, and even though I like the new raid, I mean, that's just a very, very small portion of everything. And so with everything else, I give it an overall D.
I think that's a fair score, man. I really do. And I'm the optimist here. I'd give it a slightly better grade just because it's probably the tier 5 loot. It's probably the tier 5 armor that really has me a little bit higher. Some final thoughts I had here as we're going through all these grades and about the game, and please give me your comments on what you think after I mention them. I heard some dialogue from an Astrocross video, and he talked about how the highest tier rewards should be both skill-based, or if players want to grind it, put in the time for them.
What I was saying.
Also get tier 5. I totally agree with this logic. The one thing that I've loved about tier 4 and tier 5 loot is that it is able to be acquired from high level activities and power level, which is the only way you can get there is to grind. Another thing I heard from an Astrocross video in which the chat was roasting him for some of his comments is how a Destiny 3 does not solve the problem with the game. We will still have to regrind old exotic missions. We'll visit the same areas, and the fact that Bungie would more than likely use existing game assets. So what would a Destiny 3 look like?
No, that's an absurd opinion.
Oh,
Destiny 2 didn't do that.
Let me hear your counter on this. What would a Destiny 3 look like?
Why would Destiny 3? Okay, Destiny 2 didn't, at least at the beginning, it was all new stuff. What are you talking about? So of course Destiny 3 would be all new stuff. I mean, if people are saying the only option of Destiny 3 is going to be repeatable stuff, then they're begging the question. They're putting it up for failure, almost like they don't want Destiny 3. Yes, that could happen, but that's not supposed to happen. That's not what happened with Destiny 2. Yeah. Obviously, Destiny 3 is supposed to work with new content. And to say that it can't have that option no matter what is just false.
Okay, fair enough. I just think that... I mean, Hazel and I used to argue about this all the time about a Destiny 3. And
did Destiny 2 have new stuff when it came out? Yes.
Yeah, it did. But if you notice what happened though, during all the lifetime of Destiny 2, we started bringing in all the old exotics from Destiny 1. We started bringing some weapons from Destiny 1. Yeah.
That's why we need a Destiny 3 with all new stuff, and only keep it for about 3 to 5 years instead of freaking 8 years.
That's the caveat, because I mean, right. Just an aside here, we got a kind of a taste of the new Destiny Rising, the new Destiny Rising mobile game, and it's only reported to hit like $9 million in revenue, which when I first heard that, I was like, that doesn't sound very high for a mobile game. And the fact that NetEase invested almost $100 million or over $100 million in this game, it's going to be a long time before they even break even on this game. I mean, I've heard that similar mobile games like, all right, I'll say it right, Diablo, made 4 times that revenue.
Diablo.
Yeah, they made 4 times that revenue in the same amount of time. So again, I'll ask if all these new aspects of Destiny Rising are adding a lot of things that probably a Destiny 3 would add in their game, what would it look like? Because I was really impressed with what Destiny Rising created in their game, but it seems like with all that, players are still not engaging as much as when I thought they would. I thought people would be, especially Destiny players, I thought they'd be jumping all into this game.
That's a silly argument too, because there's still probably like 100 times more people playing that than playing Destiny 2 right now.
But
So
brass tacks, they're only making $9 million so far in the first 21 days. That's pathetic.
I don't care what they're making so far. Yeah, but if they keep a lot of people playing, that'll be more importantly.
Well,
so it doesn't matter how many people are playing, because again, we didn't have a Destiny mobile game when it went from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. So again, Destiny 3 can be all new content and should be, just like any new game. If Ghost of Yotai, there's no way they would have made Ghost of Tsushima just all the same stuff again. Obviously, you do new content. That's the default assumption. It's absurd to think a Destiny 3 would have repeatable stuff. Yeah.
Okay, on that logic, let's say that Destiny 3 opened on a new planet with an all-new storyline, some memorable characters that we know from the original game, and then a whole new system of how to level up. Didn't we just get that?
No, that's not what you're getting with the Destiny 3. You're thinking too small.
This is the Prophecy
2 came out.
This is the new Prophecy saga. It's a brand new story, a brand new Kepler world.
Do you remember how many planets Destiny 2 had when it came out?
5, but you opened them up as you played. I love that part too, by the way.
And you're comparing that to Edge of Fate?
Okay, you got a good point there. It was only one new place. And what's even worse is that all those planets and stuff that we love to play and jump in, there's nothing there. It's like just a shell. Anyway,
I don't know why you or even Astrocross is thinking a new game would be not new stuff. A new game has to be new stuff.
People were roasting him in the stream, and he's like, dude, you don't think they're going to bring back all the exotics that you have to run all the missions for again to regrind them?
Oh, Destiny 2 did not do that, except for just a few small things. And then over the years, of course, more started coming in. And same thing with other games. Diablo 4, it's all new areas, like 5 new areas. Like a Destiny 3 would also be new stuff. They're either purposely misleading the question, or they can't imagine that a new game would actually have new stuff in it.
Well, I'm not, something that Astrocross mentioned on his stream too, and I swear to God, I'm not stalking him. He makes good content, and he makes some good points that I actually agree with. And he's probably in the same boat as me. He really loves the game. He wants it to do well. And for better or for worse, he's still sticking in it and playing it. But if he mentioned in one of his videos that Destiny 3 needs to be either a game that resets every season like Diablo, or a forever game like he used to play in RuneScape. And I didn't play RuneScape. My kids did. My kids love that game. So I'm going to throw something out there. If Destiny 3 is not in the cards, then why not do what I have been talking about for a decade? Almost a decade. Just pull the Band-Aid off and create a Destiny online version of the game and put everything from Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 into this new version. PC players can finally play the original Destiny where it all started at 4K 120 frames, not 1080 30 like we did on the old consoles in 2014. Have all the past missions, campaigns, exotics, weapons from both games, and then integrate the new tiered weapon and armor system into it. Maybe create a few new activities like Destiny Rising did, like clan housing, maybe a different game, type of Gambit game. Bring it all, all the past Crucible maps back, guns, everything. It would solve so many of Bungie's problems right now, and the Destiny universe could slowly be added to after the initial massive crossover workload. Maybe even have a special team that would handle just seasonal events and another team to work on totally new stuff, but not like a major expansion, like something small, like a new area of a planet that would unlock and to be discoverable with maybe some new rewards. I know it's a pipe dream, but Destiny Online would be a forever game. Nothing ever gets sunset, and new players don't have the confusion of jumping right into the middle of a game. And who are these characters? What am I doing here? Why am I on a train? I'll keep beating this drum until the servers shut off, I guess. But why not? This would be the time to do it. They have all the assets. They don't have to redo any of the artwork. It's already in their asset, already in their vault. Why not start working on the total Destiny story, the total Destiny universe, and have Destiny Online?
Why not? Because they can't. They would need way, way more people, like several studios. And they were rumored and considered doing that, remember, a few years back.
Destiny,
and
a third
there was
Destiny
rumor about having a subscription thing. And then shortly after that's when we started hearing about the firings and stuff. So
yeah.
I don't see that coming anytime soon either. Both the ideas, whether it's a Destiny 3 or Destiny Online, are probably not coming, or at least not coming for at least 5 years. But they just can't anytime soon. And also, I don't really have an opinion whether it should be like goes away every season or stays forever.
Mm-hmm.
I could take it or leave it either way. They would obviously want to do some major analytics and surveys on that, because people feel split, and get the most people would probably be the best option, whatever the opinion is. But either way, I think it should be done in a new game, because the biggest problem we have is the old technology debt of the old engine and last gen console and all this stuff. And whether it's going to be a Destiny Online or just a thing that goes away, it's going to do so much better on newer technology.
Why did I know that you were going to say that? I knew you were going to say that. I mean, I understand.
Well,
I'm a realist. I understand that's a lot of assets. That's a lot of manpower to do that. But I tell you what, if Destiny 1 came back to be played on PC or on PS5 and higher definition and more frames than not that blurry 30 that I can't even play now, I would jump on and play it again. I really would. And that's a game they already made. They just have to port it over. I don't know. I just, there's a lot of aspects of Destiny 1 that I miss. That was a total win. And I guess, I don't know. I don't know where this portal system is going. I don't know what is Bungie's end game here. I guess everybody keeps crying out that we need a roadmap, right? We need a roadmap. We need to know what is your vision here, Bungie? Where are you wanting to go with this game? Is it just going to be strictly a portal game and you're just going to ignore all the other worlds, all the other activities in the game? You can run any raid right now other than Desert Perpetual and you get nothing for it. It's a total waste. People in the Discord chat have been talking about that. I want to run that raid, or that dungeon. There's just no reason to run it. You don't get any power gear. You don't get any of the new tiered loot. You don't get any of that. It's just on the new raid. So God, they're just leaving so much on the table here, man. And what does a new player think about all this? That's what I'd really like to know. What does a new player think of all this new system and stuff?
A new player wouldn't know necessarily at first, or have an opinion maybe for a while,
Yeah.
In fact, a new player, if they come in and this is all they see, what you get is Portal, they may be like, okay, that's all. And then they're not missing the other stuff that we're missing. Yeah,
I know.
So that'd be funny.
I'm just hopeful. I'm just throwing it into the atmosphere and hoping that someone hears it. But I tell you what, even if Destiny Rising tomorrow was ported to consoles, would you play it? Is it just because
it's a whole new campaign, lots of fun missions, the ones I played so far? I'm already playing it some on PC here and there. They're doing a good job of keeping things up to date.
Yeah.
Heard there's so many more
coming.
systems in there, fun things you can do with like clan housing and different things that I guess I would play more just because other people would be playing more, but I already kind of like what it has to offer.
Okay. I wonder if that's what's holding them back. The fact that the players they're trying to attract play on consoles and PCs, not on their phones. I mean, that's the one thing I heard everybody talk about.
The main players were always the phone players. And then if they get the other ones, that's gravy, I think,
All right.
Because there's way more phone players in the world than PC console players.
See, in my opinion, I think what Bungie needs to do, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I like the Guardian, the space opera. I think they need to just make something totally new, because this is an 11-year-old game now. And we know almost every, those of us that have been here the full 11 years, we know everything about this game. And I think if Sony is listening and Sony's thinking about what are they going to do with this Bungie studio, I think they need to take elements of Destiny, the space guns and the shooter and the awesome feel that Bungie, that style of gun and feel that they make, transfer that into something maybe even darker, maybe even more of a cyberpunk type game. That would be fun.
Yeah, I agree also. I don't usually bring that up because people don't consider that one even more. I would even like that slightly more than a Destiny 3, as long as
Yeah.
it's fun, sci-fi, has elements of things that we like, which it probably would because it would be Bungie.
Right.
So I wouldn't worry about that part. And so I would take that as a slight preference. It's just that usually people don't come up with that option. It's just the Destiny 3 option. But yeah, a whole new game would be a lot of fun.
All right, before we go, Kingsley, that was the question of the week in our Discord. I said, it's time for a midterm report card for Edge of Fate. What overall grade would you give it? And if you want, you can break down all the different grades of all the different sections like we did tonight. 5% said an A. 17, almost 18% said B. A majority, 47% said C. Nobody said F, thank goodness. And remember, we're a Destiny community too. And 29% said D. Just some.
So a lot of people that would vote lower probably aren't even looking at the question.
Might not be. These may be more of our diehard players, but you can see even our diehard players are given these grades. Tajo Trade campaign F-. Say what? PvP C.
So we were having this discussion too. You can almost take that as a joke though, because
he doesn't like doing the stories. I know
he doesn't like any campaigns.
Right.
So for him, things that would, I'm speaking for you, Tajo, but like, if I understand correctly, things where you can like skip things more, like to not really have to do the campaign or make it much shorter was what would bring his grade up.
Wow. Okay. C for PvP, Portal D, Raids F-. Brutal. Progression system D and rewards C. Overall a D grade. This update has hindered more than helped the game. I agree. From a rough power climb to no real end game to many fumbles on Bungie's end. There's been a couple good things like weekly events and some cool weapons, but too often do the events have issues and the weapons are basically going to be pushed out next year or whenever the featured stuff resets. There is just so much wrong that the positives don't pull that grade up enough for me to even a C for me. I still play somewhat often, but it's not nearly as entertaining or fun. Zombie Pops says, I say a B- on a curve. I think the events are good. Good PvE is all right. If you want to grind your face off, and you can, if you don't want you to really don't have, let me read that again. If you want to grind your face off, you can. If you don't want to, you really don't have to, increase your light level, can be pulled up by your buddies. I can't speak on the PvP-ness of the game, though. He made me say that. HD Tech. Edge of Fate first coming out, I would give it a B. It felt newer. It had new stuff to do. The portal grind wasn't insanely horrible. After Ash and Iron, I would give it a D. Just feels there isn't anything new to strive for. I love the community events we post and do. I will continue to love and do with the community stuff. But as a solo player, it has lost its vibe for me. It's just to grind my free time away. Deadpool 1 Merc. I'm not going to read all this Deadpool. I'll read some of it. Campaign C-, PvP C, Portal D, Raids NA. I haven't done one in a while. Progression system D, rewards D. I felt like the campaign was too focused on Matterspark. It was a cool idea at first, but over time it just became boring, kind of to me. That said, I did enjoy the story. It was really interesting and had me engaged. Also, removing the progress bar from Shaxx was a mistake. I do appreciate that there are more drops in PvP, though. As for trials, I won't even get into that. I think a lot of us agree that there have been some bright spots like the weekly events. Some of the weapons are solid, but I don't get why certain tier 5 weapons are being outclassed by lower tier ones. It's because of the rolls. They're random. It's a huge issue, just a bit confusing. now about the power climb, it was rough. At one point, I felt like I'd never get past 320, but now I'm at 455. I'm not a fan of the delta scaling in group settings. Not trying to be negative, but it was kind of forces players to run missions at higher difficulty than they may be ready for. I enjoy the challenge, but when you're doing an ultimate run and only start with one revive, damn, I'm not even there yet. It can be frustrating. If a teammate isn't skilled, you lose that revive fast. Plus, finding champions in some missions take way too long. Overall, I'm enjoying it myself, but I give this a current version of Destiny 2 a C-. Hopefully that might be a little generous, but PvP saved the grade. Caldera really brings it down for me. The gear drops don't scale with power. That's another thing. I forgot to even mention that. You can only get up to tier 300 on any of the activities on Kepler. That's the new planet. That should be all powerful stuff. Okay. Barrel Barley finally says, I felt like
I wasn't going to read it all.
I read most of it. I felt like it was a B for me. I haven't had many bad moments for all the expansion. And now I don't play as much as others, so I can't speak for everything in the game, but any game mode I've played has been a positive experience. The only negative for me is the fact that the gear outside of the portal is capped at 200. I don't like that. Amen, brother. That's what I just talked about, that they need to increase that powerful, up to the at least the high cap, and then to go to the pinnacle cap, maybe you need to jump through a few more hoops. But I mean, especially when they're going to go back to 200 in Renegades. I mean, you know, I mark my words, they're not going down to 200 in Renegades. I guarantee you they're not. 300 minimum, I would say they're going to go down to in Renegades. If they go to 200 in Renegades, even if it is Star Wars, man, there's going to be a lot of bummed out Guardians out there. I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess, how that
not everyone cares about the power numbers, so I just play the new stuff, and then
maybe
I'm the same bummed out, no matter if they do that or not with the power system.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
F can be taken more as a joke, serious, because I never liked. Okay, I get it now, Tajo. I get it now.
What I said.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. There's our grades of the midterm. I guess you can call it the midterm report card for Edge of Fate, Bungie. There you go. There's a lot of people's opinions right there. If you want feedback, there you go. There's your feedback. I think we all had some good points on that. So before we leave tonight, we have questions from our community. So hang in there. We're almost done. All right. I want to pull up, give me a second here. I want to pull up McMaximo's voicemail because I promised him I would play it. I need to pop up the voice, the soundboard, the virtual soundboard, which means I'm going to go mute for just a sec here. Just give me a second here. I'll figure it out. There we go. Right. I need to go to this. Sorry, not going to see Windows for a sec. Voice and video. I need to switch this over to the virtual soundboard. There we go. Can you guys hear me? You guys still hear me?
I mean, I can still hear you. I don't know about them.
Let's see if you can hear this. Just to test the soundboard out real quick here. Shh. Movie review. You hear that?
I mean, I did in we do in Discord. I don't know if Twitch can hear it.
Yeah, if I can hear it in my headphones, you anybody on Twitch should be able to hear it. Okay. I want to make sure that we get McMaximo's. I promise him I'd play it today. There we go. I got you, buddy. I got it. All right, here we go. We'll start with McMaximo's voicemail, and then I think we got one question in our Discord to answer, and we'll be done tonight. Here we go. 3, 2. All right, boys and girls, this is the final segment of our shows where we get our questions from you guys. And we're going to start off with a voicemail from our buddy McMaximo.
Hey guys, McMaximo here. Thought of a fun question for you. Since Gator is a fan of Crucible but hates hand cannons, and Kingsley is not a big fan of Crucible but is okay with hand cannons, if you had to choose, you were forced at gunpoint, hand cannon gunpoint obviously, to choose 2 hand cannons to run in Crucible, what would they be and why? And remember, you only get 1 exotic. Ciao.
Okay. I have an answer for this. You got one, Kingsley? You need a second?
Kind of. I Yeah, I'll try my best.
Well, it's easy for me. If I had a choice of 2 hand cannons, the first one would be Hawkmoon because it has a very nice clear sight on it. It's what I hate about hand cannons. They have such a small sight. And I'm old. I need a big red dot sight where I can see through it. But if I had to go with a regular sight, I would say that my second choice would be, I'm looking for it here. I deleted all my exotics. Most of my exotics that weren't powered up. Oh, shoot. Don't have my game open. The one that has radar. That is Cade's hand cannon, the exotic that always has
Ace of Spades or something else?
Ace of Spades. Those would be the 2 that I would. There's probably a third I could go with, but there you go, McMaximo. Ace of Spades or Hawkman would be my 2 choices if I could only choose one to play at one time.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're totally correct, McMaximo, on how you described both of us. I mean, I like hand cannons a fair amount. In PvE, I like them a little bit more. It's just that I don't use them super often because there's so many other fun, newer things. But I never did not like hand cannons. In fact, some of my first hand cannons in Destiny 1 were some of the first legendary really good weapons I got. And I got that really good Ice Luna, or sorry, no, it was not that one. The Crucible, or sorry, the Vanguard hand cannon quartermaster one.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Palindrome.
Yep, that's good. That's good hand cannon.
That I loved. And I don't do as good with hand cannons in Crucible, though. I'm a little bit better with Fusion. But hand cannons that I would like, even though it may not be the best meta option, is I love Sunshot. I love its 150 speed. It really matches what I like to do. And even though I know it's probably not the best in Crucible. And then a second would be kind of any legendary 140 then, because that speed really matches my vibe.
Yeah.
So I can't name a specific one right now, but whatever had the
one.
best perks.
I got one for you. Yeah, because I know McMaximo's yelling at the screen at the his radio right now, or his whatever he plays podcast on in this truck. Be safe, brother. It's a Midnight Coup. That's a 140. Very, very, probably the smoothest hand cannon out there. If you played Leviathan Raid back in the day, it's a fantastic.
That was a good one back in the day.
But they
offered
made
other good ones.
They offered it in the Into the Light, and I definitely got one of those. I made sure I got one, and it's a decent roll. So yeah, that if I have to go with it, if not 2 exotics and go with 1 legendary, it would be Midnight Coup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably Palindrome because they have that again.
140
game. So
140 hand cannons are definitely still very strong. So yeah, definitely. Thanks, MixMaximo. Appreciate it. Hey, if you guys want to send a voicemail to us, it's very easy. Just go to guardiandowncast.com and hit the send voicemail button. It's that simple. It literally goes to a panel, a screen where it says press record, press stop, enter your name, hit send. It's that easy. Make sure you're in a quiet room.
Send Kingsley $10. Oh wait, I forgot to put that part on there.
No, I took that off. People were complaining.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I took that part off. But yeah, go in a quiet room, carpeted preferably, you don't have much reverb and background noise mainly. And yeah, you can use your phone. You can use your mic on your phone. Hell, the phones today are so advanced, man. You don't really need a lot of people to leave them on their phones. They're really good. It's that easy. Super, super easy. So my voice is starting to go. There you go. We had one question, I think, in our Discord. It was from Ronan, Red Lion. Let me pull it up here. Sorry, I'm working on 5 different screens now. Podcast questions. Where is and hopefully you guys got to see Vanilla Gorilla's answer. He answered his question from last week. He really laid it out. That guy's smart. That guy has a lot of different loadouts and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool how he put that in there. Okay. Here we go. Ronan Redline. Here we go. The 9 gift you a temporal lasso capable of reaching forward through time to pull back to you right now. The next season of a show and a movie sequel. What do our brave heroes pull into the present from the future? Good question. He's always very creative. Okay. Season of a show and a movie sequel.
Dexter season, just get it going sooner. and then a movie sequel, I'll just be funny and do. I really liked Violent Night, that Christmas action-packed one.
That's
So
good. I like that movie.
I would love a sequel of
That
that.
would be funny. I think it would be nice to see another John Wick. So let's bring what? John Wick 7, 6? I can't keep track. Let's bring a new good John Wick movie out. And then for a show season forward. Man, so many good seasons right now. Man, it's the fall, man. There's so many good stuff. So much to watch right now. Let's go with The Studio. It's on Apple TV right now. It just completed its first season. It actually won an Emmy. It was so good. It cleaned up at the Emmys, man. They took all the comedy TV shows. They stole the whole place. So yeah, I like to pull from the future into now the second season of The Studio. If you haven't watched that yet, it's really good. Super funny. My wife will laughing her ass off watching that. And they're like 30-minute episodes. They're really quick. And yeah, I mean, they're all very good in there. So, all right, there you go. That is all we have for questions this week. We appreciate everybody coming out to the show. And hopefully I didn't bore you too much with my build videos. I'll probably break those up into like a separate video. I'll probably post on YouTube in the future, maybe if people want to do it, but I will leave the links, all the dim links, if you guys want to try those 3 builds that I talked about tonight. And I'm curious what you guys think. If you didn't answer our question of the month, I always leave it up. We'll leave our past questions of the month up in our Discord. Go in there and hop in there and give us your grade. We'll see when you post it. So I'm curious what you guys think as well. So anything, Kingsley, you want to mention here before we go? I'm trying to think if I have. I did a programming note again. Next week's show will be Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live here, 2 p.m. Eastern Saturday, and I'll have a special UK guest on. But we will be live again on all the Twitch, YouTube, and Discord as well. So, yeah, anything you want to add, Kingsley?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I know it's a tough time for Destiny right now, but hang in there. Find your fun in Destiny and ignore the critics. Play the game you want to play. And hopefully when we get the Renegades or the exotic mission next week and then the Halloween event after that, maybe those will be really nice. Be a good change for everybody. So hang in there. Be nice to your fellow Guardians in the Destiny verse. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Later, Guardians.
Have a good one. And you don't need to ignore the critics, especially when they have good points, or else you need to ignore the positive voices too.
All right, deal.